Hi, thank you for tuning in to another INFP video. Today I would like to discuss the relationship between the INFP and the INFJ and why we're so compatible, at least in my experience. Um, before I do get into that, this is my third video I've made about INFPs, and I wanted to let everybody know how much I appreciate the comments, the support, the thumbs up, all that good stuff. I'm nervous about making these videos. I feel like I just ramble on way too much, and I probably do. But I appreciate everybody being so supportive and responsive and actually chiming in. It's really fun to do this and to hear people's what they feel about what I've said. So I appreciate that. So far, I also appreciate no thumbs down on any of my videos. Not to say that if you feel like this video is worthy of a thumbs down, go ahead and hit it, because be true to yourself. But I do appreciate that people have appreciated my what I've been saying on here. So my nose is really itching here, so I apologize for this. This will not be edited. So thank you for joining me, and thank you for past support to anybody that's watching again that supported me in the past. I really, really genuinely appreciate it, and it fuels me to keep making more of these videos. Today, what I want to discuss is finding our perfect match for relationships. I have my own personal experience that I want to share with you, but what I'm hoping is that you will share your personal experience with me as well, and that way, in the comments below, other INFPs and other INFJs can see and either relate or, just kind of decide for themselves, maybe give them some food for thought if they're looking for somebody to start a relationship with in their life, which I've just re-entered that world again. So I am looking, and I'm replaying a lot of my past and what I have found that works for me personally. Now, what I've learned that's pretty interesting is, and this is very embarrassing to admit, but when I meet somebody that I'm interested in the early stages, I will try to, in my mind, see if I can figure out what type they are, introvert, extrovert, and go through that and try to figure it out myself. But generally, I'll ask them to take the test as well. And that is so awkward, so weird to do. But at the same time, I feel it benefits me so immensely, because I know that I do have a certain type. And I know that I can exclude certain people as far as a relationship goes. And never friendship. I'm friends with a lot of different people, and I respect a lot of different people, but there are certain criteria that I look for in a relationship that I only find through certain types. So what I have discovered through my time here is that those that use sensing, sensor types that aren't intuitives, we don't get very far. I feel like they speak about surface stuff, which is interesting in a way, but it's not that deep, crazy, out of this world, daydream type stuff that I talk about or that I'm interested in, the stuff that really gets me fired up personally. It's more, I find it's more day to day with the sensor type. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but just that it doesn't keep it engaging for me. And I need that. I need to feel connected to somebody in a relationship, and I want that engagement. I want that passion, because I know that it's possible. I think that's part of a strong relationship for me. So generally, as a rule, I kind of shy away from them. I rule them out, just because through experience I've found it doesn't go very far. On the other end of that too is thinkers. I love thinkers. They're very beneficial to an INFP, especially because we use logic to make decisions. Emotion. So we could definitely use somebody that would help us think a little before we just react emotionally or through what's going to feel best. But at the same time, I feel I need somebody that's more compassionate. I feel like I need somebody, if it's going to be a relationship, that I need somebody that has a lot more feeling, because I'm very sensitive. I'm a lot about emotions. I like to talk about emotions. I like emotional things, and I like the same in a partner, because it makes me feel connected to them and understood by them. So, which is a big thing for me. So a lot of my friends are NTs in particular, and I don't know if I would be. I may be okay dating one. I'm not sure. I haven't tried, but and I'll explain why in a minute. But a lot of my friends are NTs, and I love the crazy wild talks we'll go off on, and it's fun. But as far as a relationship, I do feel like I would need somebody more compassionate, which leads us to the intuitive feeler types. That kind of narrows it down for me to intuitive feeler types. I have met a couple of ENFJs, which I hear is supposed to be a great match for us INFPs. But in my experience, perhaps I am a very hardcore introvert. I do appreciate being alone and having silence sometimes to process a lot of my thoughts. And the ENFJ I found was very overwhelming at times, I guess would be a word for it. The two that I've met, and I'm not grouping them all in because I know that everyone's different, but the two that I've met were very overwhelming at points. And strangely, I could feel their emotion throughout our talks. I could really feel it. So if somebody was sad, I was really taking on that emotion, and that was hard for me. If they were happy all the time, that would be one thing. But it felt like maybe we'd give an exchange of emotions that would be too. I don't know, but I shied away from the ENFJ. ENFP, I haven't had much experience with. That might be a match, but the reason that I stick to the INFJ is because of how it's worked out for me. It just seems to be so natural to be with an INFJ. There's a flow to it for me. I've been with two INFJs. Both have been long-term relationships, and both have been what I would describe like a soulmate type connection. And it happened very fast. As an example, my first relationship, it was when I was younger. It was before I knew about INFP or INFJ or any of this stuff. I met a person that we instantly connected with and could not stop talking. And, it was those 3-4 in the morning type talks. And then you would get a few hours sleep and want to start talking immediately the next morning just because there was so much to say and so much to learn. The conversations just seemed endless. So that was amazing because it became quickly like a best friend type thing because I was understood by somebody and we could talk so deeply about things that quickly developed into a love and quickly developed into we're living together. Like it happened so incredibly fast. I've never had a relationship happen so fast and feel so right at the same time. Later on, I did find out through taking the test that, I was an INFP and she was an INFJ. So after that relationship ended, I wasn't necessarily looking for an INFJ, but I did realize that had been intense at one point for me, and the other people that I was meeting just weren't reaching that level of intensity. So what happened was I met another person, and again, it started with the talking, not wanting to stop talking, and becoming fast friends. And when I asked her to take the test, surprise, INFJ, and it was the same situation to where we fell in love fast, and the whole relationship progressed very fast. It was very intense. Both of the relationships ended for different reasons, but not necessarily for bad reasons, not for incompatibility reasons, more just external situations that caused it. So I found that INFJs seem to be a perfect match for this INFP at least. And what I would like to do is I would be very curious to hear your opinions as either an INFP or an INFJ on what you feel are perfect matches, because I'm trying to explore. I know that other people are trying to explore as well. But that let's. I want to open my eyes and open the eyes of others to seeing what other types might be great matches and why. Now, as far as an INFJ, why I believe they're a great match for us. They do say opposites attract. We do share similar processes in a way, but yet they're opposite. I'm an introverted feeler being an INFP, whereas an extroverted feeler is what the INFJ uses as a process. And then again, introverted intuition for an INFJ, and we're all about the extroverted intuition. So the same process is just different, and they are different, and that's an opposite. But somehow we still merge, we still understand each other. And I think it's through our use of metaphors and our use of feelings that we're able to understand each other quickly. I think as an introverted feeler, being able to express my feelings and then have an extroverted feeler understand those feelings and understand my situation, it feels so welcoming. And at the same time, when they're able to explain things to us, I think that we're able to respond back in a way that connects us very, very quickly. You know, instant best friend type things. And I know that a lot of people have a hard time telling, am I an INFJ, or if they're an INFP as well. And there is that mystery where we seem so similar. I don't know if there's another type like that. If there is, let me know. But it feels like we're just so similar, just so matched up yet different in so many ways. And it's unbelievable to me. But then again, it makes so much sense. You know, as far as why I feel that, or as far as the benefits, I guess, of being with an INFJ and INFP, I feel like INFPs really live an authentic, genuine self. That's important to us. And I feel with the INFJ, we help them to be able to do that. I think we're good at showing them and then also helping them along on a path. I feel like the INFJs I've been with, I've guided them to find out who they really are and help them to discover new talents they had, or you know, reignited new, you know, old talents that they've started using again. I find that in both experiences. And then from them, I feel that what's amazing about them is they are able to understand what I need, as far as to motivate me, or as far as to hear, to get me to go through the steps I might need. You know, an example would be, as INFPs, we come up with a lot of ideas. We're idea people. And we come up with a lot of crazy ideas or great ideas that we never develop, because ideas come and then they're out of our head and we never get a plan going on how to do that. So I feel like the INFJs were able to kind of slow us down and help us do that plan and say, hey, like a cheerleader where they're like, you have this great idea, and they help you bring it to fruition, which is amazing, because we need that. We need that kind of stability. I just feel like, in my experience, INFJs, when mixed with the INFP, it's a soulmate type experience, and it's an experience where we have our own language almost in ways. We're able to be quiet together and just lie together. Yet there's times where we don't want to stop talking, and I just think it's a beautiful thing. And I think that they understand their need for alone time, and our time, you know, that we need as well. So it's this mutual understanding that they will need alone time. I just find that is a great match. But really, what I'm doing is just making a case for why I feel that is the case. But I want to hear your opinions. I want to hear if you feel there is a better match for an INFP or an INFJ, or if you yourself have experienced what I'm experiencing with INFJs twice now. And you know, let me know what you think about that and what you think our perfect match might be, because I'm very curious. I know that other people will be too. So what I'm asking is, please comment below. Let me know if I'm right on, or if you think I'm off the mark and you have you know, you have a different opinion on that, because I think it'll help other INFPs and INFJs that are watching. So I will leave it at that. That's my case, and please let me know your case as well. And until next time, keep it real.